Welcome back, guys. Today I have another character showcase for you. Um, I do want to get through all of them, but I know most people are probably looking for premium characters, so I'm going to mix it up. But today I do have the first B rank character I'm going to examine, and that is Kaminari. Now, Denki is actually a pretty decent unit, and he's free. Everybody gets him just by playing, and if you go into hero trials, you can farm him up to SSS plus eventually, as I have. So that makes him more appealing simply because he's attainable. But he's actually a pretty interesting and pretty fun character, so let's take some time to look at him. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at his skills and kind of give an overview of them. So this Q skill, this is kind of where you want to focus because it deals pretty decent damage and adds electric energy. All three of these will add 1 electric energy. When he has 4, he can unleash a charged bolt that deals massive damage and has a big AoE, so it enhances that essentially. This shock rays is almost like a Thunderdome. He puts up a force field around himself and shocks people. And this lightning chain really can't live up to its full potential in one-on-one combat, but it can be used to chain lightning damage between enemies. In my experience, it's, if you're fighting a boss or something, it pretty much is just to give you electric energy for Q. This electromagnetic field also, kind of serves as another shield. This also kind of gives him piercing for his electric surge combo. Now, the big draw of Denki is the shocked and paralyzed statuses. It makes him a great support. His range is solid too, but utilizing those statuses in arena or in any of the PvP modes can really be beneficial. A quick overview of his stats over here. This gives an increased chance to be shocked. This is just a damage increase. Once again, damage. This is damage increase based on those effects. Same thing here. And this one is really nice. It gives you essentially 100% chance maximum to drop a second lightning bolt. So as you can see through these skills on the left, getting shocked and paralyzed, or shocking and paralyzing your enemies rather, is really important. You do this by using the combos to increase stacks of shocking, and if they have enough stacks of shocked, they become paralyzed. So as you can see through all these skills, they can stack shock as well. So essentially shock them, paralyze them, and wail on them. Those are his skills. To take a quick look at support cards, I don't actually have him decked out to the fullest. Active cards are kind of just the same, for everyone, right? Yeah, it depends on circumstance. Passives, his Thunder Prison is a really good passive. This actually kind of makes him, it makes him significantly better. And the reason for that is every time you land a Q, the next Q gets stronger. But on top of that, he enters this Thunder Prison mode when he stacks that enough times, which increases all damage dealt. This stacks really well with his ability to drop a second lightning bolt. Other than that, for Kaminari's cards, I like the idea of Mustard. because, he stacks Poisonous Fog and increases skill damage. Kaminari is almost entirely based on skill damage. So you wouldn't want to necessarily use things like Ectoplasm that are normal attack. So yeah, focus on skill damage there. Crits are always nice. Penetration is always good. You don't necessarily have to worry too much about something like Unconscious Master, which, gives him hyper armor because your goal is to stay pretty far back. So yeah, the only thing that I would recommend is Mustard. Other than that, focus on crit and penetration, just like anyone else. Chips, just, tech. Get a 6-star set with technical as high as it can go. Take a quick look at Kaminari's talent trees. We can look at these. They deal extra damage, things like that. Increases the number of enemies that Lightning Chain can hit. So, yeah. So for the most part, these are going to increase damage. First, you want to go for this numb status. I have heard people say you want to come over here next. I don't really like the E skill, and I don't use Kaminari in groups too often, or that specific skill. I prefer using Q. That's kind of my go-to damage dealer. So I would say bottom right, top right, and then left. Whatever you do, that he is an easily farmable unit, so you will be able to fill out his tree. Alright, that's enough of just talking. I'm gonna hop into training now and show you a little bit of what he's made of. As I mentioned, you're not gonna see too much with this E skill, just because he, there's only one enemy, but I don't know if you saw it, he did get stunned by enough consecutive hits. We also have Thunder Prison. That's for get close. That's really nice in Arena. And this Q skill. Now when you get your 4th electric energy, the Q immediately refreshes. So, if possible, one thing I like to do is make sure Q is the last skill I use to get that energy, because that immediately refreshes it and lets me drop another. That's really all there is to Denki's play. He can be used very counter heavy and very ranged, right? But this attack, as you can see as well, this would pierce through if there was somebody else to take damage. So, yeah, that's how he works. So, one other place where Denki can be useful is in Warzone. I have him on the back of my front team. Now what that does, he's really good at stunning and ranged attacks, crowd control, so he can kind of hold people in place while other units do heavy damage. He can fill that same role in Super Co-op Battle, but honestly, with the team setup that I have, I don't really need him to do that. But he is a great unit, especially for early players or people who don't have a lot of premium characters for these two modes, just because of that crowd control. He can also be fun to play in Arena. I'm not great as him, but I will do my best to get some good footage of that. First thing, I'm not going to want to get close, and Deku does. One note about Kaminari is that his skills don't need to land to give extra electric energy. So that's just a cool piece of information. So that's an overview of Denki. He's really useful in Super Co-op and Warzone. He's fun to play as. He's not necessarily the best in terms of agency assessments or things like that, but he can play a pretty good support role, and as a free unit, he's not terrible. So I think he's fun, especially, if you can get good as him in Arena, he can really help out your team, kind of round things out. So take some time, play as him, experiment, see what you think, and, I hope that this showcase was a little helpful. Let me know in the comments, and I look forward to next time.